It's a strange time for many of us now, a time of isolation and separation, a time in which words like sheltering in place and isolation itself and quarantine take on a new and scary meaning because it creates a fear in many of us of the future, a fear of the unknown that seems so strange now, and a fear that life will be lonely and lack meaning and purpose. And so I want to share something with you. I spoke to my brother recently about that. Hunter lives in Virginia now. He preceded me at Virginia Seminary by 3 years, and he was telling me the story of a paper that he submitted on the theology of baptism. He thought it was a brilliant paper when he was at seminary, and he thought it probably would win a prize, certainly the acclaim of the faculty who would talk about it. Well, the paper was returned to him by Marion Kelleran, his professor, who later became my faculty advisor. And Marion Kelleran loved to tell this story. She had written on the top of the paper these words in red, that, "Hunter, this paper is very interesting. There's a lot in it that is both new and good. Unfortunately, that which is good is not new, and that which is new is not good." Those words became famous throughout classes and correspondence. But Hunter, reflecting on that, said that was true of life and his ministry, that the early quest for greatness fades as we get involved with people in God's church and wrestle with the issues of living and the struggles and the happinesses that we all share. People individually become much more important than fame or acclaim. I remembered as we talked a beer session that I had at Virginia Seminary with two classmates. Clem and Fred and I had all shared various offices, so we were politically inclined, you might say. And at one point we agreed that we would take turns being presiding bishop, because otherwise we might bump each other off in the election. We didn't want to do that. That was a very exciting idea, certainly over beer in our senior year. But it faded. It faded because the heart of ministry became association with individuals that we came to know and to love, sometimes disagree with, sometimes reconcile with. The story of the church that is so familiar to those involved in God's church. And so it leads me all to share with you some words that are not new but are very good. And in fact, they may be the most familiar words to many Episcopalians in the entire prayer book. It is the opening sentence and petition of the prayer for purity, the beginning of the Eucharist. Almighty God, to you all hearts are open, all desires known, and from you no secrets are hid. That means you. Your heart is open to God. It's not a choice. It comes with the gift of creation and of life. If you choose to use it, it is yours. Your heart is open to God and shared by God with you. All desires known, those things you yearn for but haven't told anybody perhaps, that mean so much to you. And from God, no secrets are hid. All those things you've kept to yourself, that I've kept to myself, we share with God and perhaps no one else in our lives. What those words are, those three conditions, are a description of intimacy, of closeness with God. Take advantage of it in these days. Talk to God. Make your thoughts known to yourself and God at the same time by speaking them out loud if that's important to you. And then listen. Listen for divine guidance. The kind of inspiration that may come right away or it may come much later. But listen to God, the God who shares your life so intimately with you. And in the meantime, stay safe. God's blessings.